what we have to remember with fracking is that all the rhetoric that you get from the politicians and the pro-frackers and the operators talks about the gas or the oil. When this gas comes up, it's what we call wet gas, because it brings a lot of condensation with it, and they have to filter out the condensation before this gas can be burned in our homes, if it is ever going to be burned in the homes in the UK. And that condensation contains heavy metals, cadmium, lithium, borate. I can't remember half the names of these heavy metal elements, but they are actually more valuable than the gas. There's also the aspect of storing the gas in the United Kingdom, and at the moment there's a severe shortage of room to store gas, and we have recently found some information that links up with something that's been taking place in Lancashire. They've been fighting a campaign up there at a little village called Preesall, which is near Blackpool. They've been fighting for planning applications to convert salt caverns into gas storage. Well, we found a link with this last night, so we can now prove that is linked, and that gives us an indication of how long they've been planning to frack in Lancashire. And the husband of the leader of the Balcombe Council works for a company called Atkins, and they're a major consultant to the oil and gas industry. And at this very moment in time, they are looking at 10 other sites, not including the one in Lancashire, 10 other sites where there are gas caverns in the UK, with a view to storing gas in those caverns, converting them for gas storage. We know that they've done this in the United States, and in one particular place, I'm not sure which state it was in. It might have been Iowa, it might have been Ohio, I'm not quite sure, I don't remember. But they were using salt caverns for storing gas. Those salt caverns were leaking, as they will, because salt isn't an impermeable rock, and the gas was leaking into the atmosphere, and it was also leaking into people's basements. And unfortunately for those poor people, there was an explosion at the main storage area, the main gas cavern. It exploded, and that particular explosion then reacted like a chain reaction through that little town, and the gas underneath the people's houses was igniting, and there were literally houses blowing into the air, and the local occupants were running away from it, and somebody had the foresight to film it with a mobile camera, so it ended up on YouTube. So if there's anybody in the UK that lives in an area where they know there are salt caverns, they need to check with their local planning authority. In fact, everybody in the UK needs to keep an eye on their local planning authority to see whether there are applications for either shale gas extraction, coal bed methane, coal seam gasification, or planning applications